True royalty. A tale of two sisters. Some time ago, in the golden kingdom of Umoja, where trees whispered ancestral wisdom and drums echoed from the mountain to the sea, two twin daughters were born to Queen Kalinda and King Jidenna. The elder Princess Adanna was the very image of regal perfection, tall, poised, with eyes like polished obsidian and a voice that could command attention in council halls. From infancy, the elders called her Wanyeze, the woman of kings. Her sister, Princess Zikora, arrived in the Hamatan winds, with curls like wild rivers and skin kissed richly by the sun. She giggled with birds and danced in the kitchens. She listened more than she spoke. Her gait was carefree, her laughter undignified, and her tunics often muddy from mingling with the palace workers. The court called her wine guard, the girl more suited to stirring porridge than ruling realms. But deep in the sacred grove, the old seeress Ojumbo had whispered to the winds, "One will wear the crown, one will carry the guard, but both shall shape the fate of Umoja." No one understood what she meant. Adanna was groomed by the royal circle. She studied politics, martial tactics, and the art of diplomacy. She dined with visiting dignitaries and sat on the right hand of the king during deliberations. She moved with calculated grace, spoke with measured tones, and built her worth on expectation and excellence. Zikora, on the other hand, disappeared into the markets and fields. She sat with goat herders and old griots, learned proverbs from porters and songs from the blind harpists. Her heart carried the soul of Umoja, though the nobles scorned her for it.
"She's a princess in skin only,"
they murmured.
"There's no royal marrow in her bones."
When King Jidenna fell ill, the royal court began preparations for the day of weighing, when the next heir would be chosen. It was presumed Adanna would ascend. Zikora was barely even mentioned. Yet that night, Ojumbo appeared in a dream to both sisters. "The crown is heavy with duty. The guard is hollow till filled. Choose not by glory, but by purpose." To prove their readiness, the sisters were sent on separate quests, the trials of spirit and sand. Adanna was tasked with leading an envoy through the dry marshways to forge alliance with the Obu kingdom. She rode in gold, with warriors behind her, and scrolls of treaties in her saddle. But in the unforgiving dunes, where heat melted pride and sand swallowed command, her plans crumbled. Her silver tongue failed the nomads who spoke only in ancestral metaphor. Our soldiers rebelled when rations ran dry. Only when she abandoned command and listened, truly listened, to the elder tribe's woman, did she earn safe passage and gain wisdom, no scroll at all. Zikora was sent to the forgotten village, where a strange illness had turned the people mute and spiritless. She went alone, in minimal regal adornment, carrying only a carved calabash. She bathed the sick in river leaves, cooked beside mourning mothers, sang forgotten songs by moonlight, and the people wept. And then they sang, "The Spirit returned." When she left, the calabash was filled with their tears and blessings. On the day of weighing, the great drum sounded across Umoja. Beneath the eyes of the ancestors, Adana and Zikora stood before the royal court. Adana presented the silver ring of the Obu kingdom and recited the alliances she had secured. Her voice was sure, her bearing queenly, but in her eyes there was quiet humility, seated in the sands of failure, watered by self-discovery. Zikora stepped forward, barefoot, bearing the god. It shimmered not with gold, but with spirit. From it, she poured the tears of the village onto the ancestral altar, and as it touched the stone, flowers of light bloomed. The elders were torn. Crowd murmured. Ujumbo stepped forward and raised her staff. The crown and the god are one, but only the one who knows both can rule. Adana bowed. I was raised to lead, but I have just learned to serve. Zikora looked to her sister. And I was raised to serve, but I've learned that to lead is to serve all. The crown did not go to one. It was split for the first time in the history of Umoja. One sister ruled the realm, the other ruled the soul of the people. Years passed. Queen Adana, wise and firm, ruled the councils and defended the borders. She wore the crown with honor, her reign marked by prosperity and diplomacy. However, she never made a decision without first consulting the voice of the people, her sister. Zikora, now known as the God Bearer, wandered the kingdom, listening, healing, uniting. She became a legend, the spirit of Umoja. Her songs were sung by children. Her calabash, always full, was said to hold the tears and triumphs of all people. Together, they reshaped the kingdom. For what is the crown without spirit? And what is spirit without form? And so is the tale of the two sisters. One thought too royal, the other too lowly, became the very soul of Umoja. The kingdom remembered not who sat highest, but who stooped the lowest to lift others. And that, in the end, was true royalty. The end.
For more stories like this, smash the subscribe button, like and share.